Hey, and welcome to my live stream lecture. And before I get into today's very important lecture, I just want to thank everyone for supporting my channel. You know, my YouTube channel is very close to hitting 150,000 subscribers. And you know, none of that would be possible without all of my supporters. So let's get down to today's very important live stream lecture. I've been wanting to revisit this topic for a while. You know, the Spirit guided me to present this topic. And if you are a content creator, or if you know someone who's a content creator, you know, you really do need to listen to this topic. And the focus of this topic is you must know the YouTube community guidelines, and you also must know the YouTube partner program terms. Those are two different body of knowledges. And you know, when my channel got monetized January of 2023, the first thing I did, and I'm going to talk about this, is I went into my YouTube studio and I printed out the YouTube partner program terms. This is a legal document, and I printed this out. And like I said, this is not the same as the guidelines. It's a whole nother body of knowledge. I'm talking about the YouTube partner program terms, this contractual agreement between Marie Holiday and YouTube in terms of the stipulations of the contract. And I'm always revisiting this because you have to ask yourself, do you have a copy, if you monetize, of the YouTube partner program terms? Because if not, you are setting yourself up for failure. Also, you know, since I've always been the type of person that I go to the source. I'm reading, I'm asking questions to the source to make sure that Marie Holiday is on point with everything that I do as a content creator, versus listening to all these different people on YouTube talking about allegedly talking about what they know about, you know, other people's channel getting warnings or strikes or terminated and what's going on. But when I'm listening to these people, these various different content creators, I don't be hearing anyone talk about how they went into their YouTube studio and printed out a copy of the YouTube partner program terms. I don't hear nobody talking about how they spend time reading this information on an ongoing basis. I don't hear nobody talking about how they go on the YouTube to stay abreast of all of the updated community guidelines. They're taking those tutorials. I don't hear nobody talking about that, but I'm always hearing the various of content creators talking about this person doing this wrong, or they can't understand why their channel got suspended or terminated. But I don't hear anybody talking about what they need to be doing to read this powerful information on an ongoing basis, because this YouTube partner program term contractual agreement, you better believe Marie Holiday gonna give this copy of this powerful information to my CPA so I can have evidence that I'm in a contractual agreement with YouTube, because I'm getting a check every month, and you better believe it. I'm going to talk about some basic community guidelines that is standard. I will hope you have done your own research and reading. I got this straight from my YouTube studio, and in terms of some of these basic community guidelines, you would think that it would be basic to most people, but you know, I'm just speaking for myself. To me, it makes sense. Original work. Let's talk about that. Original work. As a content creator, do not violate copyright guidelines. Make sure your content is original. I don't get it, because you know, so many people, content creators, based on what I hear on these channels, because I'm a listener, I'm an observer. I'm clinical. I had to be a listener and observer as a clinician 20 plus years in my career, but they're violating copyright guidelines. You can't use somebody else's work or compilation and mixing other people's work and putting it on your channel. That's not original. And that's a violation of the YouTube community guidelines. I'm not trying to be funny. My 5-year-old neighbor could understand that. But I'm telling you, by listening to a lot of content creators, they get mad when YouTube shut them down for violating this particular community guideline. That's serious. You make sure, I'm going to give you an example. Just like my book, Awake Financial Freedom, I got the original manuscript to my book. Can't nobody go purchase my book off Amazon and literally write or rewrite my entire book. Ain't changing nothing. My book went through a publishing company. Was published by a world-renowned publishing company. I am protected by copyright laws. So if a person want to take my book and literally lift my pages and just put a new title on it, I can sue them for violation of copyright laws. YouTube ain't no different. Your content needs to be original. In the academic world, plagiarism is serious. You can get kicked out of school, jeopardize your degree for violation of copyright laws. I'm a mother. Even as a mother, when my child was in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and even as a full-grown adult, as a parent, you wouldn't want your child copying somebody else's work and turning it in and getting an A. It's not their original work. YouTube ain't no different. I'm keeping this thing simple. Another basic community guideline, and you have to ask yourself, as a content creator, are you spending ongoing time going into your YouTube studio, reading the YouTube partner terms, the community guidelines for you? Or you need to be doing this? Because as a content creator, we are in their house. We are in the house of YouTube. And if you violate their guidelines, they can shut down your channel, and they should. It's no different if somebody comes to visit your house where you live at, where you pay your bills. That's your home. And that's no different if somebody was to come in your house and violate all of the guidelines of your house, disrespect you, go in your purse, go in your wallet, go in your refrigerator, kick their feet up all over your furniture, put dirt everywhere. They're violating the rules and guidelines of your house, and they need to go. YouTube ain't no different. We are in their house. We have to abide by their community guidelines. We have to abide by the YouTube partner program terms if you want to be on their platform. We are on their platform. And another major is, as a content creator, make sure you're not presenting any content with nudity or sexual content that's stipulated in the community guidelines. And if a person selects to violate that guideline, YouTube can shut you down. This, to me, it's simple. It's simple. No hateful content. That's another violation of community guidelines. I'm just rallying off the basic. I'm just rallying off the basic information. My daughter could get this. And she ain't even no content creator, but she got enough sense to understand to follow guidelines. Because she's in the military. The military is all about guidelines. So I'm just keeping this thing real. My spirit guided me to present this topic because let me tell you something. I'm going to keep it real. As a content creator, if you get your behind in trouble, YouTube, because they're going to notify you of what you did. That ties into the YouTube partnership program. They are going to let you know what your behind did. So it baffles me when I'm listening to people, I don't understand YouTube picking on me. No, you're behind. They notified you. You know what you did. So no harassment or cyberbullying, no harmful or dangerous content, no violent or graphic content, no spam, no misleading information. You can't pull from somebody else's description, a thumbnail, or their content. That's violation of the YouTube community guidelines. Even if I was not a content creator, if I was just somebody at Starbucks and don't know nothing about YouTube, but I got common sense, and if I was to read these guidelines, I say, simple to me. We in their house. Simply put. Also, you cannot, and it's still, I'm getting this straight from YouTube Studio. I'm not making this up. It don't matter if they add additional new guidelines, you still got your core foundation. You know, I can add more to my published book, but I still got the core concept of my book. And go to the source. Don't feature content that features firearms. That's a no-brainer. You can't do that. My 5-year-old neighbor can understand that. I'm just keeping this thing real. No sale of illegal or regulated goods. That's common sense. You can't sell marijuana. This is basic common sense guidelines, and you have to ask yourself, when was the last time that you literally sat your behind down to read, first of all, print out the guidelines? When did you do this? When did you sit down and look at the YouTube terms of agreement? Because my CPA gonna get this. This is a legal document. I'm serious. So also, as I look at, and like I said, if a content creator selects to violate these guidelines or breach the contractual agreement, here we go. Breach the contractual agreement. It literally says on the first paragraph, if you read it, these YouTube partner terms together with the YouTube terms of service in any modules that you accept this, apply to your participation in the YouTube partner program. Please read the terms carefully. If you do not understand or accept any part of the term, don't click it. It's telling you don't click it. It's telling you if you don't click it, then there's no contract. But if you click yes, then the contractual agreement begun, and they're gonna hold you accountable to your part in this business contractual agreement. And I'm here to tell you, Basic Business 101. I'm telling you, my spirit guided me to revisit this, because you got a lot of content creators getting mad, thinking YouTube picking on them, and I'll be listening, and I won't be hearing nobody talk about how I spent weeks and months reading my terms of agreement, how I've done all these tutorials on the YouTube guidelines, rather it's the original guidelines or updated guidelines, how I've done all this in depth and breadth, week after week, month after month. I won't be hearing nobody talking about nothing like that. I really don't. I ain't heard it yet. Also, if a person get in trouble with these guidelines and breaching this contract, trust me, they are going to either give you a warning, check your YouTube Studio, or they're gonna remove the applicable video that is in breach of the community guidelines, in breach of the contractual agreement. YouTube got the power to remove this thing. It baffles me how folks be talking about, I don't know what happened. No, you behind know what happened. Trust me, you know what happened, because they sending you informative information of what your behind did. They can either give you a channel strike. So if you get a channel strike, trust me, they're gonna let you know. This is simple. The channel can be taken down by YouTube. They can do that. You are in their house. I was in the military. I had to study those uniform code of conducts throughout my career. I read that body of knowledge every single month, and I got all of my promotions meritoriously. I got my honorable discharge, and I'm telling you, that's power. I saw a lot of people getting kicked out because they were violating the uniform code of conducts. Military gonna let you know. No different from YouTube. The content creator will attain notification from YouTube in relation to the guideline violation. Trust me, they're gonna let you behind, no? And the decision that they're going to make, whether they're gonna suspend you, terminate you, warning, take down the channel, take down the video, they're gonna let you know. Trust me on that one. And they talk about the appeal process. Your behind can appeal. Because I'm going to tell you something. These YouTube got their lawyers who constructed this terms of agreement, this contractual agreement. They know it like the back of their hand. Remember, you are in their house. And I'm here to tell you. You are in the YouTube house, aka you are on their platform. They ain't on your platform. You are on their platform. They hold the power. Don't go off, because I spend a lot of time doing my due diligence, reading my stuff. Don't go off what you hear. I'm just giving you the basic, telling you, do your homework. Do your own due diligence. Don't go off what you hear or other stories, because you're only going to get their side. Read the guidelines yourself. Read the YouTube partner contractual agreement yourself. And if you are in doubt, you can send YouTube a message and they will respond. Versus going off all this misinformation that's out there. And trust me, I've heard a lot of misinformation. Seriously. In doubt, you can always go to the source. YouTube will answer your questions. So again, you have to ask yourself, do you have in your hands right now, ready to turn over to your CPA? Did you file your business taxes? Do you have a copy of the YouTube Partner Term Program if you are monetized? If not, you set yourself up for failure. It also talks about in this contractual agreement where YouTube literally talks about that if you violate the guidelines, they can terminate your channel. It talks about this right here in the contract. Seriously, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It really is. So again, you know, some other major guidelines that also stands out to me, that to me is a no-brainer, is it talks about, again, you got to be in compliance of the partnership contractual agreement, be in compliance of the guidelines, no violation. And to me, this is one that really stood out that I want to kind of revisit again, is you got to also make sure as a content creator that your channel is not linked to an account that has been terminated. Trust me, they have ways to determine that. You as a content creator, that's why I don't fool with nobody. You know, I can support a content creator, but all my life in business, I don't align myself with nobody because number one, I have a brand to protect. So as a content creator, you make sure that your channel is not linked to an account that has been terminated, because that goes against the guidelines. And when folks get in trouble on YouTube, they tell the whole world. You just making sure you ain't aligning. First of all, the channel is negative, pessimistic on food with you. I don't want you as a member. I don't want you as a subscriber. I don't want you coming on my channel. Show ain't coming on yours, because I got a brand to protect. And I'm here to tell you. Also, make sure that this is another violation I see a lot of people get in trouble with, that you don't have content that is deceptive, spammy, or any kind of scam at all. That goes against the YouTube community guidelines. Make sure everything you do is original. It is your content. It is not a compilation from other content creators. It's not you're not violating copyright laws when it comes to music. Make sure your stuff is original. Just like I'm doing this live stream right now, it's beauty about when you are doing content that YouTube, you can pull up the transcript of your original work. So there's a transcript to what I'm talking about right now. It's all coming from Marie Holiday. This is my information. This is my lecture. Ain't pulling it from nobody. A lot of content creators get their behind in trouble in terms of violation of copyright laws, using that copyright protected music. Use your own stuff. Use your own stuff. Also, those are just some main ones in terms of what I kind of wanted to go over. Again, you owe it to yourself as a content creator to have that copy of the YouTube Partner Program Terms of Agreement. You owe it to yourself to stay abreast of the community guidelines. Go to the source. Don't go off what you hear out here in the social media world, because I won't be hearing nobody displaying this body of knowledge in their hands. And let me give you another example in terms of guidelines and policies and procedures on how powerful that is. Even though I'm retired as a licensed clinical addiction expert, I retired September 2023, but I still, for right now, until the Spirit guides me, maintaining my license as a licensed clinical addiction expert. I'm credentialed in North Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia. So with my North Carolina license, as a credential holder, we have to re-credential, do all these hours, do all this stuff every 2 years. But all of the years I've been in the game, over 23 years as a credential expert, I am not lying. Every single month, I would sit down and I would read the code of ethics that governs my credential from that board. I ain't going off hearsay, because throughout my journey, I've seen many people get in trouble by violating the code of ethics that governs their credentials, lose their credential, lose their license. Now they out of the profession, they out of a job, they out of income, and they kind of act like they don't know why the board picking on. No, you know why the board picking on you. And I'm gonna tell you something. No different. Follow the guidelines, because under my credential, if I was still working in the field, any potential employer can pull my information up with the board, and the board will show them this letter, and it will say, the North Carolina Addiction Professional Practice Board is pleased to confirm that Marie Holiday been credentialed and have my credential number on it. But the most important thing in the second paragraph, it says, this professional has not received a disciplinary action against my credential. Meaning no disciplinary action. And I'm telling you, I was able to retire credential in 3 different states. My credential ain't ever been censored, terminated, suspended, revoked, because I made it my business to read those code of ethics from the board that governs my credential. And a lot of professionals need to understand, your employer, you got policies and procedures from an HR standpoint with your job, but your employer does not govern your credential. The board governs your credential. The board is the only one who can revoke your credential. And I've seen a lot of people, because I work with doctors, nurses, addiction counselors, credential people. I've seen a lot of credential people get their license. This is your livelihood. Revoked by the board. And I'm here to tell you, meaning you cannot practice in that profession. And if you try to go to another state thinking you're going to practice in that profession, I'm telling you, it will show up It will show up. I seen a lot of people lose their stuff because they were violating the code of ethics that governs that profession. It is no different with violating the YouTube partner program contractual agreement, terms of agreement. If you violate that, YouTube got the power to remove your channel, take it down, because you are in their house. And I'm here to tell you, this thing is real. This thing is real. Share this information. If you are a content creator or know someone who's a content creator, because there's so much misinformation out there. I don't hear nobody talking about these. They got these guidelines in their hand. They read these guidelines on an ongoing basis as if your life depends on it. And I'm here to tell you, put this information on your community wall. There's channels getting shut down left and right. But like I told you, they know what they did. YouTube sent them notification. They behind know what they did. YouTube wasn't picking on you. You probably, high probability, you violated one of these guidelines, these major guidelines that I just presented, and they are going to send you notification, and I'm keeping it real, and I'm here to tell you. So ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have. Mark your calendar for Saturday, February 3rd. I'm going to do a powerful live stream lecture and give the viewers some insight in regards to the growth of my channel. My channel is very close to reaching 150,000 subscribers. And I'm going to say something. September of 2023, I fully retired, and I remember this, and I left the state of North Carolina, relocated to Florida. September of 2023, my channel, I only had 1,200 subscribers in September of 2023. Here we are, January of 2024, close to 4 months. My channel has propelled from 1,200 subscribers to pushing close to 150,000 subscribers. And there are specific steps behind the scene that I've been doing aggressively for the past several months, really since day one. But there are some steps that I have done behind the scene that has had a direct impact on the growth of my channel in terms of views, watch hours, subscribers. I really have no desire to amass a whole lot of members. I really don't even want a whole lot of members, don't want any more members. My focus is on my content and my deliverance and to maintain a balance. So make sure you mark your calendar in terms of, for that live stream lecture, I'm going to get in-depth insight in regards to the growth of my channel, the continued growth of my channel, and I'm here to tell you. That's all I have. Simplify, Simple Fidelis. And I also want to thank all of my viewers for chiming in. Simplify, Simple Fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.